If anybody at any time you have doubt in your mind that you cannot do anything, don't let that thought stop you. My name is Diep Nguyen. I'm working for NASA at Johnson Space Center. When I was a kid, it was very simple wish when I grow up. I want to go to school, have an education. Because where I came from, it's a small town in Vietnam, didn't have electricity, no in-house plumbing and no water running, So, and my mother was a widow. The most expectation of the young woman in Vietnam, to be a wife, a good cook, a good mother. In the wartime, Vietnam was chaos everywhere, in the country. I was a teacher by then, and my husband, way back was my boyfriend then, offered me a trip back home to visit my mother. On the early of April 30, I packed just a pair of pajamas with me and come home and say goodbye to my roommate that I will be back, on the following week, which is on Monday. I took off and ended up, I never went home. We took off and the radio called in and said that, my hometown airport had been taken off by the communists a day before. And I still remember I'm sitting there on the helicopter and my brain kind of numb. And we saw, the aircraft carrier down there, and he couldn't land it on the first one. And they led him to the second one. So I walked out, from the helicopter. And there we were on Midway aircraft carrier. And I didn't know that from that day that I had lost, everything. It's just an overnight. From a very young hippie teacher, in my country at that time, wake up a day later, I had nothing left. My mother mourned me for more than 2 years because she thought that I would die, on my way out. I am here working at JSC as the avionics software integration manager for the vehicle developed by the Japanese space agency called HOPE. My first day at NASA, wow. I was happy and I was scared at the same time. I came to JSC as a tourist. And I passed by building 1, and I saw people sit, inside the building. And I saw people walking around, and I think that everybody was so smart. They maybe do something interesting, amazing that I don't understand and I couldn't imagine about. But I never dreamed that I could work at NASA until the day that I could, go back to college. A year ago, I stepped to the stage with my husband to receive the NASA Achievement Medal. It marked a long journey, that I had went through. More than, 20 years working at NASA, but more than 35 years living in the state. That moment that I cannot dream, I couldn't imagine at the day that I set my foot, in the United States, that I could be. How could I? The one who couldn't even speak English, and now, standing right there and receive the medal to accomplish, the project that I led successfully, led my team. It's not me only that, I achieved, but that, I know that I'm not only accomplished what I had, but personally, I had my team supporting me, work with me as friends. That, the family that I have, I never dream of. Who could I, at that time could imagine that I daily spend half of my life at NASA, at JC, the second family that I have. I came over here alone, by myself. And now I have my family at home, my husband, the 2 children, and I have a big family over here with everybody. And without them, I couldn't achieve, I couldn't accomplish. And I cannot be who I am today.